Sorry.
Okay. Okay, my beautiful people. Let's see. It's happening. We are recording. Hello, my beautiful people. Hello. Welcome back to Inner Circle, to our Circle Connection event, to Body, Mind, and Soul Connections. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here. We have a full house today. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's applaud everybody for being here. My name is Adriana D Marvel, and I have my beautiful co-hosts Michelle and Lorna, and we're gonna have some beautiful, amazing people here. We have beautiful, amazing female energy, and then we have some masculine energy in here too, so to balance it. So I'm absolutely excited for today. We have amazing people to shine some light in and hear some beautiful, amazing stories. So we're gonna start it today. We're gonna go over a couple of things. One, I will go around the table, let's call it around the table, and we're gonna go quick 30 seconds. Your name, where are you from, what are you tuning from, and what is your title? And then I'm gonna pass it on to Lorna, okay? So let's start with Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel. I'm in the UK, in Dorset, and I'm an energetic mentor for empath women.
Amazing. Well, we'll hear more about you in a minute. Let's go to Jenni.
Hi, I'm Jenni Hays. I'm from a tiny town in Texas called Moulton, and I'm trying out a new name, the Beyond Mindset Mentor.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Awesome. Let's go to Crystal.
Hi, my name is Crystal Skye. I am a globally certified somatic practitioner, mindfulness, meditation, pranayama coach, but I'm also a sacred soul coach and transformational public speaker, and also transformational soul coach as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank
Oh,
you.
and I'm from San Jose, New Mexico.
New Mexico. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. We so love to see everybody from different parts of the world. Let's go to Johan, all the way from South Africa.
Hi everyone, my name is Johan. I'm from South Africa, and I'm a writer, a life coach, and a nutritionist.
Amazing. And last but not least, from our beautiful guest, Zach.
Hi. Yeah, Zach Metcalf, founder of S3 CRM, and tech guy, wizard, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. I am like certified in a few things, and then like Google Workspace. I'm going to be certified in Go High Level here in a couple days as an admin, and then I have my engineering degrees. That's what I went to school for, and then I transitioned to this. So
thank you, Zach. Yeah. The guy with a lot of solutions. If you ever struggle, he's the guy with the solutions. And let's go to our beautiful co-host, Lorna.
I'm Lorna Gale, here in British Columbia on the west side of Canada. And the titles is Sex and Spirit Alchemist of the Feminine-Led Life, a somatic sexologist, teacher, and award-winning speaker.
Amazing. And Michelle. Hey,
guys. I'm Michelle Boshard. I'm out here on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island, and I am a digital doula. And Zach and I work together a lot. I help people, though, I coach people on their online offer crafting and bringing their gifts, their natural gifts that they're here, their soul purposes, to the world, and and help them define their online businesses and maximize the use of the tech to explain things. So. Yes, I'm so excited to see Zach.
Thank you so much. And my name is Adriana D Marvel, and I am a transformational coach and speaker, and I'm tuning from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So this is our beautiful introduction. Thank you so much for everyone for coming, and I'm so looking forward for our next part, which Lorna's going to take over. Lorna.
So this is I love this part, the structure that we've had, because it really starts to weave this beautiful container that we all get to really be in and have the light shine on as you shine your light. So as we go around the circle, the way we're going to do it is this. We invite you to set down your script or that mind that's saying, okay, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And just really be present and listen. And I find that when we can do that, then we actually get to hear beyond the words, into what's really being said and the energy that's coming through. So we will begin, and I'm actually going to start a little bit differently today. Usually we sort of weave Michelle and Adriana and I in what we share into here. And today it feels really important to we're going to just take a couple of minutes and share. Each of us will share of what we do, a little bit of the format, so you'll be able to see it modeled. And we're going to invite you to take a thread. The person that comes before you, going to invite you to take a thread from what they've shared, maybe something that you resonate with, or something that kind of got your attention somehow. But you're going to take that little bit of a thread and mention it, respond to it, and then share your experience. And we have 3 questions that you will get to respond to. The first one is, what are your gifts in the world? Who do you share them with, and how, and why? And you can answer them in any order that you choose to. But again, it's, and we're not talking about the gifts that, oh, this free gift. What free gift do you have for your audience? That's not it. What are your soul gifts? What are you bringing forward in the world? Okay. So the way we're going to do it, let's start with Adriana, and then we'll go with Michelle, and then I will go, and then I will just lead into.
Lorna, I need you to say the last question again, because every week we do this, and yet I can't remember the last.
Okay. So, what are your gifts? Who do you share them with, and how? So that might be, in a.
Yeah, that's about the offer, right?
Yeah, and then why? The third one is why. Why? Why do you do what you do? Why are you here in this experience? All right. So, Adriana, if you'll please go ahead and share.
Thank you so much. As I said earlier, I'm a transformational coach and speaker. And why I'm going to start with why do I do what I do is because the way I grew up in Romania. So I grew up in the 80s in a communist country with a lot of indoctrination. Imagine this, you grow up in a country that, men is kind of the patriarchal culture. Men is about woman. You as a woman, you have to stay, cook, do your stuff, your chores that you have to do, and you don't talk much. You don't keep your, your opinions for yourself. Don't express yourself much. Every time you want to say something, people say like, but and growing up like that, I learned not to say much, and I learned that my opinion is not interesting, or why should I even speak? And growing up like that, I never had the courage to express myself, my fully loud, noisy, passionate woman I am today. And that's how I was when I was a child. And I was very curious. I always ask a lot of questions. So as I grow up, I start simmer down all those beautiful gifts of what's given to me to bring joy to people, to show them, to help them to change the perspective of how they see things. Because I always said the question, but why is this way? Why is not the other way? And then, and now I get to do this with my clients. I get to do this with my beautiful people I'm here to serve, is that instead of looking at how they used to see all their life, their story, I help them by asking them a lot of questions and annoying them sometimes, to help them to change the perspective, of how they see themselves, to change the perspective of how they see this world. And like I always say, perspective is everything. So when you change your perspective, you change everything in your life. And that means that you have to start changing your story that you created about your childhood, because everything starts, you are formed, you are who you are today because you grow up with certain parents, a certain environment, and that model you, that create the blueprint of who you are today. And my gift is to see the truth behind the story behind the story, if I can call it. Most of us, we created the story of our life. And what I help people is to help them to take them out of their current story and put them outside of their story, so they can become the observer of it. Now that they observe, and now they're not an actor in their own movie, now they're the director. So now they can actually create and recreate their own story of their life. And that's kind of a little bit of my gift, and what do I do and how do I do it. And it's my purpose and my mission is that we all have a voice, we all have a beautiful, amazing story, and we all have a mess that we can transform into mastery. And this is what I do. And the way I do it is very easy and simple. I do it through one-on-ones, group coaching calls, workshops, speaking on stages, and anybody that would love to hear what I have to say or how I can impact this world, I'm there too. So thank you so much, and get back to you, Lorna.
Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. That was great. Thank you, Adriana. And you'll be able to, we're in the group, so you'll be able to connect with us there if you have any questions. And I know that Michelle at the end as well will talk further about how you can connect and stay connected. And great. Michelle, please go ahead and share.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, who do I serve? Online, I serve people who they have an inkling, they have something that they want to bring, they want to share, that they've really struggled with and overcome and conquered, and they know it could help someone, and maybe everybody always comes to ask them about it because they know that they're really good at it, but they haven't been able to turn that into an efficient way to serve it, and maybe how they can earn income from it. So I help people craft their online offers, learn all the things that they need to learn to be able to do that and to start online business. And then I help them build the tech to support them in doing that efficiently, effectively, in a way that really blows up their business. My why is way different though. And so I'm a mom of a guy on the autism spectrum who self-injures and has got lots of communication challenge. He can't speak. And I'm a biologist by formal training. So I'm kind of this weird Forrest Gump who went through my family's journey supporting, as moms do, their kids to get what they need. And I had formed a respite and home care company because my purpose here on the planet is to alleviate caregiver burnout and to also work on ecological restoration. So how does a mom of a guy on the autism spectrum and a biologist turn into a digital marketer and an online offer coach? Well, they need a bake sale for their respite and home care businesses because the systems are failing so badly. So what I do is with my online marketing my goal is to generate revenues to support families with complex kids in alleviating their burnout by supporting them with respite and homeschool delivery. But meanwhile, I get to do something that lifts me up, and something my son taught me was that even if you can't articulate it, everybody has a gift inside of them. Everybody has a purpose, a goal, some lesson, some gem inside them that just needs to be dug out, brushed off, and placed in the light. And so I really get a lot of satisfaction, and I light up when I get to connect with people, help them craft that into something and bring ease and joy and financial benefit into their life, because life is hard. So that is a bit of my why and why I do what I do and who I serve. And the natural entrepreneur, I call myself a digital doula. I kind of help people birth their natural online offer, because it all has to fit naturally around the priorities in your life, like my kid, like your family, like your priorities, your business priorities. So everybody has a special way to do it, and that should be honored. That's me, Lorna.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing. And Adriana, when you were talking about your piece, that aspect of the story really resonates with me. I really look at things through that framework as well, of looking at all that's come before and the character development and the plot and the challenges, and that brings us to where we are here. So I really resonate with that piece. And Michelle, when you said that about being the birth doula, for me, it ties in this aspect of birthing, how sometimes it's our work that's being birthed, and that aspect of the children being birthed. And I remember 14 years ago now, when I was in Australia, and I was there for my second time of going through the professional training of sexological body work. And colleagues and I were, I need to get my timer going on. Colleagues and I were exchanging sessions, and I remember coming through this profound session and this awareness that it's all for the children. And And so in my work, I work with women, I work with men, and it's really about supporting people in feeling at home in their bodies and their sexuality. It's about really coming back home where we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for permission, authority, partner, pleasure, all of those things. It's just about really bringing everybody back to themselves, to feel at home in their bodies and their sexuality, to feel physically, to feel the emotions, feel the sensations. So it's really a key piece of what I do, is supporting people in feeling where we've been thought, oh, I can't feel that, it's too dangerous, it's too intense, I shouldn't. It's just kind of, can we dare to feel within and to find our truth within there. And this piece of it's all for the children. What's really coming as well is homes of harmony. And it's not just about homes like our houses, where the families are, and homes of harmony, but it's about being in harmony in these homes that we're living in, and a home in this spiritual human experience that we're in as well. So I work, as I say, I work with individuals, I work with couples, I work doing retreats. As a speaker, I'm on platforms, radio shows and podcasts and TV shows, and looking forward to being keynote speakers even in the teachers convention, and putting that out there to be able to have this way of supporting people. Soon after what I call my midlife sexual awakening 15 years ago, this body of work that came to me was just about how we do food. Wow, what would it be like if we did sex in the same way? And it's not even about doing sex, but viewing sex. If we could have the same natural attitude and perception about sex like we do with food, it would be a whole lot different. And so to be able to use this as well as a framework for sex education for children, that parents can come into an awareness of their own views, and then support in their children. And as a sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life, I've also, in my own experience and what I teach, is that of bringing spirit together and sexuality together. And it's also about bringing things together in the feminine and the masculine, where we've had this experience of masculine being sort of in charge, and where we've been living in a mirror. So bringing this up into the feminine. So the feminine-led life, for some it means looking like the female-led relationship, and that's all good. For some that's a start, and that's beautiful. And then it shifts into the feminine, with the feminine leading, the feminine with us, and the spirit of the feminine as well. So there's a little bit about us, and it felt important for you to get a bit of a glimpse of who we are, some modeling of how to share the whys of what you do, the how you do it, who you share it with. And it's your turn. So I'm going to just, again, the invitation, I'll just go through it again. The invitation is, you're continuing to just being present and listening, is to pick up a thread of something that you heard from the person before you, acknowledge that, connect it to you. Again, one of the ways that we have in this connection circle is connect there. And rather than just stand alone, here's me, it's kind of like, no, wow, we get to weave and see the connections that are happening. So doing that, and again, the 3 questions are, the 3 points is, what are your gifts? I don't know if I really acknowledge that for myself. What are your gifts? Who do you serve and how? And your why. Mix them up like any good recipe. Mix it up as you choose to in your sharing. I'd like to, I'm feeling moved to start. Jenni, if you'll please share with us.
I would love to. And I'm actually going to pick something that you said in your first set of introduction, where you said seeing beyond the words, talking about us in community speaking. And I actually, after 20 years of being in medicine, serving as a paramedic, see that as my gift, is being able to be in the moment and see beyond the words, see beyond the silences. I spent the last 5 years trying to build a insulin resistance reversal business. And I kept doing what I'm seeing other people do, where you go in and you take a course and you get to that one point that starts to really mess with your limiting beliefs and your imposter syndrome, and you disappear. And then you go and spend another couple grand, and then another couple grand. And it's become the running joke in the house. that, oh, is this one going to work? And it's like they all work. The problem is I'm not working. And so I ended up having to get a JOB. And at this JOB, I've been doing coaching, and they taught us this wonderful tool called brain spotting. And when I started working with these therapists who were building their practices, I noticed that they would come in and they'd have these horrible, blocks, just like I did. And we'd do 1 50-minute brain spotting session. And then the next time I saw them, they didn't have the blocks anymore. They were gone. Even months later, even years later, it's like, it's just gone. And so after doing some work on myself, I decided that, I really love this. I love seeing the light in their eyes when they make that connection. And it's not that sometimes that connection can't be done with traditional methods, but this is just so fast and so profound. And so I decided I wanted to do something unique. Rather than going out to the general public, which I can certainly help the general public, I thought about all of those leaders that I had followed and how from their side, even though I looked like such a potential, it was not really a failure, but it was kind of a failure. It's like this didn't happen and I don't know why. And so I decided I want to be that life raft, kind of like I was when I was a paramedic. When something goes wrong, you call me and you say, hey, let's do a session. And it's beautiful because the client wins, because the client gets to complete that program and make their life successful. The entrepreneur wins because that person completed their course. And I win because I got to be a piece of it. And this has lit me on fire. And I've noticed that even in my own life, the brain spotting I have has allowed me to be here. You guys never saw me for insulin resistance, right? And it's beyond brain spotting in the sense that I've got so much training because of my history that I'm able to see between those words. And so when we need to shift modalities, when we need to tweak, when we need to pull in some other theories, we can do that. And we can make profound shifts in a very short time. And the why is because I've been there and I love seeing the change. I waited 5 years for it. I don't want other people to wait 5 years. And yeah, what usually
That's
one
amazing.
session.
How does your offer actually look, Jenni? How do you work with people? Is it one-on-one or is it courses, or what does your offer look like?
It is one-on-one. It is a intake session, a 50-minute brain spotting, and then a follow-up session. For most people, that is all they need. It's $497. If you do need additional brain spotting sessions, they're $200 a piece. And then if I work with somebody who has a course, then if that entrepreneur, that person is actually purchasing, I give them a little bit of a discount because they're doing the marketing for me. So, and it's been so much fun.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate you all having this. I love your stories. I love them.
Lorna's on mute.
Yeah, unmute, Lorna.
Yeah. Here's the lip reading. Thank you so much, Jenni, for sharing that potent, your potent story and the work that you're doing. It's very exciting. Seems very much that pioneer work. It's exciting. Thank you. And now, Crystal, I'm feeling to move to you next. So finding a thread and then sharing. We look forward to hearing you.
Thank you, guys. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having me today. I want to do all of them because you guys have such a lovely energy. Jenni, I wanted to start by acknowledging what you said about finding different modalities and breaking limiting beliefs and blockages. I think that's super duper important, especially when you're working with somebody that knows what they want, or even if they don't know what they want, but they just feel trapped in their own belief system. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that. I connected with that, and how I'm going to sort of weave it together with what I do. I have a lot of different titles. I am a globally certified somatic practitioner, pranayama mindfulness meditation coach. I'm a transformational coach. I'm a public speaker. I'm a keynote speaker. And I also do a lot of my work, one-on-one group settings, retreats. In fact, I do live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're moving to Washington State fairly soon because we're going to be expanding our center and I need more land. We're going to do wilderness retreats, different things like that. And basically, it's a sacred soul coach. If you want to sum up everything what I do, it's a sacred soul coach. And the public speaking that I do is to get out in the masses and sort of have a community where people can feel safe in the same space of sharing or just listening or resonating, and having a space where energy can connect to all of us and each other to lift us up. I work with males and females, non-genders, but I work with just humans. And I work with them on a setting where it's one-on-one, like I said, either Zoom, in person. If it is in person and they're able to come to me, I have my healing and horse center. So I use a lot of my practices or modalities with the medicine of horses. So I actually do use a lot of my exercises with the help of my horses. And I always say my horses are the therapists. I'm just sort of like the guide, like the the person that keeps the momentum going, but it's really Buck and Shadow that really do a lot of the work for me. My gifts, I think my gifts are being able to see the person and not just see them physically, but look into their soul. And, it's funny to say, but a lot of times people will smile and you think, oh, they're, everybody's happy, they're smiling, they're in a good mood. And I can actually see past that. And it gets to the point sometimes where it's like, I see somebody smiling and my husband will say, oh, why are you tearing up? And I'm like, because that person's not truly happy. And my husband and I are both really good survivors and thrivers of narcissist abuse. And so I try to help a lot of people as part of my gift of being able to see inside their soul, to recognize when they've either been abused by a narcissist or they're currently being abused by a narcissist, and helping them break after that and seeing that there is the most amazing, prosperous, abundant, fantastic, glorious life after narcissistic abuse. So that's kind of what I do. And the gifts that I have is just being able to support people on a loving level and deliver the words that spirit gives me and project the message to the greater mass that needs to hear it, that needs to hear the healing words, and to be supportive in that direction. And also to understand that different people are different. So not all modalities are going to be made the same for each person. So it's basically looking at the individual, kind of analyzing them, seeing what they need. They may not need somatic work. They may not need mindfulness. They might need something else. And it's being able to say, okay, here is you. Let's customize something that's going to work for you. And, making it so that it feels more genuine and not just here's, 5-step program and there you go. You know what I mean? It's, what is this person? This person is unique, and we have to find out what's going to work for you. May not work for everybody, but works for you. And a lot of times, a lot of the modalities do work for people, all of them or a few of them, but it's just, let's see what works. And what I believe is all the modalities that I do teach, I use them all together simultaneously in like this weave. And what I find is when we collect them and collaborate them, that's when we have the best benefits of them. So that's a huge part, is when we collaborate all the modalities, they go hand in hand and they support each other. And that's when we get the most powerful results. The why is I do it because, a lot of times people say, oh, find what makes you happy. The real reason is being able to see somebody thrive, heal, and succeed. That makes me happy. And that's when I find my true happiness, is being able to see the reward in the gifts that I have and the gifts that I give. And that's my why, is because it truly makes me happy to go out into the world and give nourishment to people around me.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing. Yeah, the image that came was that of your modalities, of pieces of the puzzle, and each one get to be used to complete this whole, for the wholeness of the person. So thank you for sharing. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Zach, feels to go to you next.
Hi, everybody. So, what the lady that went before me, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Crystal.
Crystal. Okay. Yeah, Crystal. I love how you work with horses. I mean, I grew up on a farm, dairy farm, and we had horses all the time. And I think horses are majestic and they are healing creatures for sure. So, what my gifts are like, I feel like I have a lot of them, like different ones, like mainly in the tech area. Like I just ever since I was growing up, like I always thought like my brain worked different than everyone else's. Like I was in like special classes, like didn't learn like anyone else. Like when I was in high school, yeah, like 2.1 GPA just so I could play sports and like and then I went to college, got put on academic probation my first semester, and then was like, oh crap, like I need to do this or I'm gonna get kicked out. And then I graduated with a 3.5 and like figured out how to, learn the material and stuff like that because I just don't learn like everybody else. So so my gifts are like I really love computers, like everything tech, computer wise. Like I bought a couple old computers from like yard sales and then built them, put them together and made them work when I was younger. So yeah, and then I have my 2 engineering degrees. I was a CAD draft tool designer and then plastics engineering. And I have a lot of certificates for like Google admin workspace, just a ton of different computer certificate things. So that's what I love to do. And then I love to help people like not be scared of technology because everybody's, it seems like AI is getting huge and everything's like can be scary a little bit, but and people don't like to have that like AI like look from their business, and like I don't like that either, right? I want you guys to be with each other and talking with each other, like saving time doing the monotonous stuff, the repetitive stuff, like sending reminders, sending emails, sending stuff. I do that all automatically so that you guys don't have to. And then you don't have to, remember to send them a reminder and tell them to come and tell them where to come and stuff like that. So, and then I just love to like show people that it's not as scary or as hard as can look at the beginning, because if you just take it little by little and then you make a little piece automated and you see how well it works, and then you just can see where you can do it all over the place. And so I like to help business owners just save time and money and be able to connect with more people like face to face and not have to send documents or do the stuff, that paperwork stuff, and so I love to make it the automations and the AI and stuff like that personable. So I do like custom code so that like it says their name, it says all the information we know about them, like did say like we have the happy birthday stuff that everybody sees goes out, but I don't like to spam either, so I don't want to do that, but I just really like to help people not be so scared of technology and tech, because it's not going anywhere. So it's gonna like keep getting bigger and bigger, and if you just the more you put it off and you don't want to do it and get scared of it, then it's going to put you further behind, because I feel like it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. And the why I do it is I just like helping people. and I like helping kids. I mean, I'm gonna have a tech school in the future that I'm gonna have for kids. So, and it's gonna be like because I didn't get a lot of technology growing up. Like I didn't get introduced to it unless I introduced myself to it. So, no, I just want something where people come and just play with robots and have fun and whatever they want to do. Kids' minds are just the best, so they'll come up with crazy ideas.
Awesome,
But-
Zach. And I thank you so much for being here and for sharing. And I'm glad you don't think like a lot of people, because that allows you to really be you and bring your gifts forward. So thank you. I'm so glad.
And I just gotta say, you can tell Zach's heart, right? And he is someone who balances the brain and the heart amazingly well, and I think that's why it's so great that he's here, because and the body, he's like an athlete, a brainiac athlete with a big heart. Like how much he focuses on the tech, but he balances everything really well. Thank you, Zach, for being here.
Absolutely.
Mel, please share with us.
Okay. Zach, I am that person who is intimidated by tech. So I resonate as her, but luckily my husband is my tech guy. Without him, I would struggle immensely. And also my kids are also ahead of me with tech already. They are 9 and 11 and already show me up consistently. Because as you said, kids' minds are amazing and my kiddos think differently. And so for that reason, they have never been to school. I chose to home educate my kids so that they could thrive and not go through the conditioning and the limitations, so many of which mine come from school and from that age. And so that's kind of my why, is that my work, I needed something that fitted around being a full-time home educating mum with a husband who works away an awful lot. And because of that setup when my kids were really small, I ended up with adrenal fatigue. And in my journey of healing myself, I learned to become a master of my own energy, because back then energy sensitivity was my Achilles heel, and I just picked up on the energy of everyone else, because when you're running on empty, you just become like a sponge that soaks up everything around you. So I needed to learn how to master my energy, and to do that, I did some training in energetic mastery, and I channeled my work. My work is channeled from the trees. There are 5 in total, and each of the different trees brings a different energetic transmission that supports me. It was for me first, back into a place where I could thrive. And so now I share that in the world with empath women, because empath women are very often people pleasers, who have lots of conditioning that keeps them running on empty. And by working with the subconscious mind and working with the unconscious patternings that we've been sort of trained with growing up, and then adding in these energetic packages that I was gifted for myself. I work in the quantum realm with my clients, and weave these energetic gifts into their energy field, so that it raises their vibration, it gives them more energy, more vibrancy, more vitality. It enables them to go out into the world and contribute and make a difference, because empaths want to show up and make a difference and affect change. And also to live from the heart is really important key thing, is to actually be really connected into our hearts and to be able to be led by heart and to follow the synchronicities that come from our connection to our higher self, which sits in our heart. And so that's what I share in the world, which enables women to just have this sense of being really full of themselves, So it's like a complete transformation from running on empty to being so full. I connect people to these energetic sources that are high vibrational energy so that you can be filled and fueled and nourished and recharged and renewed. And then this energy just fills you up and radiates outwards. And then you can go out into the world. And we're all taught that we need to make things change by what we do, but actually it's who you be, it's your energy, it's the way that you go out into the world and share your vibration, it's sharing your joy, sharing your passion, and really bringing people back to the truth of who they are and the gifts that they want to share in the world, and being in leadership energy so that they can step out into the world and be effective and support other people. And all of that energetic shift just helps to raise the collective as well. The more people we've got raising their vibration, the more that affects the whole of everything. So my program is a one-to-one program. I work with people anywhere in the world because it's all done over Zoom. It's a 6-month program, and I think that might be everything I've got to say. I'm just trying to run over whether I've missed anything. My who, my how, and why. I think that's me.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Mel. And do you have any events or anything coming up? Or do you have any ways that people can get to know you?
So I have a Facebook group called the Alchemy Community for Empath Women. So I welcome people into that space, and I do live recordings in there and share consistently, and anybody can reach out. I have some freebie gifts. My freebie that I share most often is a process for clearing your energy field. So it's a great way of getting rid of all the stuff that you've picked up that's not yours. And then obviously stepping into my program is the next right step, because it's great to clear your field, but if you don't then fill up with something better, you're just going to go out and soak up more of the same. So yeah, people can email me, or they can message me on Facebook, or they can come and join my group.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mel. And interesting to see again how often the work that we do comes from our own healing journey, our own journey of things. So thank you for that.
I think it's how we show up with integrity, isn't it? To have lived it first.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Johan, we're so glad that you're here. And I know, as was mentioned earlier in the call, that other times you've tried, the technology wasn't there, and here it is, just solid as can be. And we look forward to what you will share with us.
Well, they say third time lucky, so here I am. And Mel, wow, okay. I think a lot of what you do, I resonate with that, because you know, when you said that I got the idea, you know, and I also teach that, is that you are a creator, not a victim. So you know, when you live from the inside out and you use what you already have in you, that's a very powerful thing. And you know, mastering yourself is kind of the ultimate thing, because when you have peace within you and you function from that space, there are very few outside things that can actually throw you off course. And what you do is amazing, because people forget who they are. You know, I work with people who forget who they are. You know, you go through things, you are actually born with everything you need to live this life. But as you grow up, as you go through things, you start forgetting. You put it in a closet and you leave it there. And when I say that, okay, so who do I serve? Let me just stick to the questions as well. Who do I serve? Okay. I serve people who is going through life and forget that they still have that self-confidence, forget that they still are worthy, forget that they still are able to do the things they have to do, or what they did in the past, and forget that they still have a brilliant future in front of them. So when I say that you if you take a toolbox, for example, and there's a hammer in that toolbox, but you forgot the hammer is there, and in your mind it's lost. But you don't go to the toolbox, open it up, get that hammer, and in the meantime you needed that hammer. But in your mind you decided it's lost. I'm not even going to bother to go to the toolbox. So that's the same with when you go through stuff. I work with the mind, the spirit, and the body. So everything starts with one thought. So I went through stuff. Now I think I don't have that self-confidence anymore. That leads to a feeling. I feel inferior. I don't feel like I used to feel. And then that leads to an action. So I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to reach out anymore. I'm going to keep to myself. And now that's just an example. So I help you to open up the closet doors, take out what you already have, dust it off, and start using it again. So why do I do that? I see people with amazing potential every day, but they don't know that. It takes an outsider a lot of times to see that in someone that you don't even know. When I work with a client for the first session, I can already tell that, listen, you are capable of so much more. And when they talk to me, I realize what they like, what they want to do, what they did, but they don't do it anymore. They accept it. They are a victim to what happened around them. And the whole thing about being a creator, not a victim, is so important, because you are there to create. We all create our own realities by what's going on in our minds. So you have to really be cautious of what you think, what you say to yourself, what reality you create for yourself. And luckily, the mind is not static. You can rewire, you can start new, you can really create the life that you want. And I think the gifts, if we talk about gifts, I think also, I see deeper than what the person is saying. So I get the message behind the words a lot of times, and that helps a lot. And how do I do it? One-on-ones, workshops, online courses. I've also been fortunate enough to do a lot of podcasts, American interviews as well the past few weeks. I did one with Adriana. We had a good time. And it's really, I would say, helping people to rediscover who they really are and to use what they have. And I still have 19 seconds. So I just quickly want to take an example. I'll shut up now. Anyway, so it's like when a baby is born, and that baby is born in flow. So when that child starts walking, you don't need to give that child a motivational speech or read a book to start walking. It just walks. So that's what we as adults also need to do, stay in flow.
Marvelous. Thank you, Johan. And that was a great example of really what's there, that it just naturally happens. And I love that you do that, where you can see beyond. Again, somehow this theme today, or what's coming up, is seeing beyond the words, behind the words, see what's there. So thank you for sharing, for the work that you do. Michelle, if you would, as you, actually, I know we started with Adriana. Adriana, if you can just weave in, just acknowledging, picking up a thread from what Johan shared, and acknowledge that, and then we will shift over to Michelle in our closing pieces, please.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. When Johan said this idea, the example that when we just came on this world, we already knew what we have to do. And even if we fell many times, we never had the idea of giving up. And as we become adults, we forget that we don't have the option of giving up. Even if we think we don't have it, because somehow we're still going, otherwise we'll not be here. And it's beautiful to see each one of us. We had a mess in our life, and then we make that into a mastery. We create something good of the bad, because I don't believe in bad or good anyway, but the bad, let's call it, we created, we saw the gold into our darkness. And it's beautiful to see each one of us here having that. And it's a truly honor to see each one of us coming here and serving this world, because the world needs us and we need the world as well. So thank you for each one of you. And I'm going to pass it on to Michelle, and it's going to go to our third portion of our event today. Michelle.
Round 3. Well, I gotta say, this has just been one of my favorite sessions. I mean, they all tend to be my favorite, but like Mel, your piece about mastering your own energy, I just literally took an energy mastery training, and that was like really landed with me. And Jenni, your clear dedication to service and that you customize it for each person. And Crystal, your what landed for me was helping people with the narcissistic recovery, and as someone who's been through that, I just really deeply appreciate that support for those people. And Johan, not forgetting our awe, and it's just such a beautiful remembrance of our own power. That's such a gift that you're bringing to the world. And Zach, making things safe for tech wise, for people to be able to bring these wellness gifts, because I know why you do it. It's just a real gift. So, and obviously Adriana and Lorna are always inspiring me. Adriana with her perspective shifts, and Lorna with her coming home to self to reflect. So as we go through, thank you each for being here and presenting your gifts. And I'd like to just wrap up, and we get because of the time, we'll just do 30 seconds or less, but one word that you thought described the session, how you felt about connecting today in Connection Circle. And we're going to go backwards. So Johan, you're going to go first. What word would you use to describe today?
Inspired.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm just going to leave it at that. If we can go through the words, that'll probably take us enough. Let's see. Who was before that? I think maybe it was Chris. No, it was Mel.
I'm going to go with connected.
Excellent. Thank you. And I think it was Crystal. No, it was Zach before that.
I'm going to say care. They just seem like everybody had a lot of love and care in their heart here.
Right? You're so right. Crystal?
I definitely would say gratitude.
Oh, good one. Okay. Well, we're grateful you were here. You brought a lot. And Jenni?
Beautiful is what came to mind.
Aw. We are so grateful and honored that you came to share your gifts. The whole point of the group that Adriana and I and Lorna and I wanted to have with this is to connect people with themselves, with each other, with their clients, and to create a space that allowed you to sometimes, as wellness providers, it's a little less easy to have that space to self-promote and just really have the time and space. We live in such a soundbite world, but our offers are more complex. So that space to be able to express yourself and the true gifts that you bring to this world, I think it's been fabulous for you to show that, because some of you all did a fabulous job. And we'd like to offer you another opportunity to do that in a deeper way individually. Once you've come through the Connection Circle, you're welcome to book with either Adriana or Lorna and I a one-to-one interview to cast into the group. And so please take advantage of that offer, or come back onto the Connection Circle anytime. And just so you know, we are, I'm just going to close by letting you know that this fall, we are opening up some opportunities for even more connection referral, because as we got to know and respect and, appreciate each other's offers and hear a little bit about the expertise in particular angles, we go, oh yeah, this person does that work. And this person, we kind of can go back to that genuine referral system. So we're developing a community where we can have mutual referrals and affiliate program pieces to support you in supporting each other and really creating that caregiver network that really has sort of like that wraparound support for all the clients, because we all need all of the angles and need to balance the body, mind, and soul. So thank you so much for being here today. We will get this out. And for those of you watching this on replay, make sure that you connect with Johan and Mel and Jenny and Crystal, Skye and Zach and Adriana and Lorna or I by dropping comments. And we encourage all of you to go in at when we post and drop your links to your offers and any events or anything that you've got coming up. And yep, well, if you will also drop the registration link if somebody wants to be on Connection Circle and the one-to-one interviews. So love you guys so much. Thank you for being resources in this beautiful community, and hope you have a great week. Take care.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.
Come off and say, come off mute and say hi and bye. Yeah. It's to
Thank you
connect.
so
Bye,
much.
guys.
Thank you guys
so much.
It's great.
So much blessings. Thank you.
Bye for now.
All right, babe. Bye-bye. Oh, my phone. There we go.